Now that we set up our actions, we can also easily set up our action creators. And action creators can seem intimidating at first, but if you remember, action creators are just functions that return actions. So literally, we'll just create a function that returns an action itself, which is itself just a JavaScript object. So essentially, an action creator is really just a function that returns a JavaScript object. So this is very standard, this is not too complicated. So let's go to our actions file, and we can use ES5 syntax and create an arrow function that returns an action, and set up the action creator as follows. And again, the name is up to us, and we can call the name of the function whatever we want. And again, we have to use the export keyword because we are going to use this function in other files. Note that we don't need to create a new action type. We're using the same action type that we've been using for regular actions. And let's also create an action creator for the failure action as well. And this is it. This is all we have to do to create an action creator. We don't even have to update the reducer since we're using the same action types. And next we can go in our container file and create two more buttons. Let's call these buttons dispatch action creator 1 and dispatch action creator 2. And down in our map dispatch to process method, let's add two more properties called action creator 1 and action creator 2. And same as plain actions, we can set the value of this property to an arrow function. Then in our dispatch method, instead of accessing the type with dot notation, we actually call the arrow function we set up in the actions file. We're essentially calling a function inside a function. And inside the onClick event in our two new buttons, we can use the same syntax to call the action creators. Let's save everything and test it out. So clicking on the dispatch action creator 1 button should make the state true, and clicking on the action creator 2 button should make it false again. And yes, it is working correctly. We've successfully set up our action creators.